This video wasn't really technically requested, but in the sake of actually doing a variant based around this gun in Call of Duty World War II, then I'm going to do one. So shout out to Brenton Seymour for basically suggesting this video. And for today's video, I'm going to be taking a look at the real life history for the 9mm SAP in Call of Duty World War II's variant, the REBUFF, and taking a look at what this gun is based off of in real life. So again, big shout out to Brenton Seymour for suggesting this video because it wasn't so hard to make, and it's a pretty interesting concept to look at to see that this variant is the only variant that actually has history behind it, because the Carde Blanca, I think that's how you say it, doesn't actually have history behind it, and the Privilege doesn't. The Privilege has an extended barrel and a stock, and the Carde Blanca just only has a stock. That's the only difference. But my name is Nick, and welcome back to another video of mine. But without further ado, let's get right into the video and explain the real life history behind the 9mm SAP REBUFF. Before I talk about the real life history behind the REBUFF variants for the 9mm SAP, I gotta talk about the real life history of the 9mm SAP by itself. Now, if you don't know, the 9mm SAP in real life is actually the Walter P38. The Walter P38 was manufactured by three companies: the Karl Walter Waffenfabrik Company, the Mauser Werke Company, and the Spree Work Company. This gun was designed in 1938, but it wasn't tested until 1939, and a lot of variants for this, or not really variants, but prototypes for this gun were tested in different cartridges. There was one in a .45 ACP cartridge, one in a .38 Super cartridge, one in a 9x19mm Parabellum cartridge, and one in a 7.65 by 21mm Parabellum, and another one in a .22 long rifle cartridge. But then at the end, the 9x19mm Parabellum was the one that the Walter P38, or was the cartridge that the Walter P38 was gonna shoot. Now, what's pretty interesting about the Walter P38, it was the first lock breech pistol to use a double action / single action trigger, meaning that it was able to be put on safety while having it loaded, so when you take off safety, you can just start shooting it. That was a big advantage for the German army that used this pistol a lot during World War II, because having this gun loaded while in safety really minimizes all the injuries that it could have and really puts it to its full potential, and just in case something happens, you can literally just pull it out and boom, you're loaded and you can just start firing. About 1 million Walter P38s and probably more were built or manufactured in 1938 all the way to present time. The Walter P38 saw use in 3 wars: World War II, Portuguese Colonial War, and limited use in the Vietnam War. Now, obviously, after the Vietnam War, the Walter P38 was basically retired, and today it's a very rare gun to collect, and if you have it, a lot of gun collectors will love to basically get it from you, and they will definitely pay big bucks just to have it. Now, that's pretty much all it's for the real life history of the 9mm SAP in Call of Duty World War II and what that gun is based off of in real life. Now let's look at the stats of the real life 9mm SAP, aka the Walter P38. So it weighed about 1 pound and 12 ounces, which is really light for a pistol. And now the main cartridge it shot was a 9x19mm Parabellum, but obviously I told you all the different prototypes of it that shot different cartridges, but the 9x19mm Parabellum was the main one. Now, the feed system ranged from an 8-round and 15-round detachable single stack magazine. Now, it's pretty much all of the stats for the Walter P38 in real life. Now, let's compare it to the 9mm SAP in Call of Duty World War II to see if it's fairly accurate in real life. The magazine size ranges from 8 to 12 rounds. It's an 8-round for normal and a 12-round with extended mags. Now, I don't know what the RPM is for the Walter P38 in real life, but the magazine size is fairly accurate, so I would say that the 9mm SAP is pretty accurate to its real life predecessor, the Walter P38. Now, that's pretty much it for the Walter P38 and the 9mm Sapper. Now let's take a look at the REBUFF variant and what the variant is based off of in real life. Now, I'm 100% certain that the REBUFF variant is based off of the Walter variant, the Walter P38K. Now, not much is known about the Walter P38K. It's a really rare variant for the Walther P38, and only 2,600 of these guns were developed. Now, I don't know who made the Walther P38K. I think the same companies that made the P38, but don't quote me on that because there's not much known about this variant, guys. It's very rare. It's basically a shorter version of the Walther P4. It's not an actual replica of the Walther P38. It takes inspiration from the Walther P4, another variant of the Walther P38. The only difference with this one is it has a shorter barrel and it has a decocking lever on it, meaning that you don't have to cock the gun to shoot it. You can just click a lever or click the lever behind the thing and basically pull the trigger and it'll cock it back, and you can just shoot from there. You don't have to do any of the cocking. That's why, hence the name, decocking. And fun fact, the K in the Walther P38K's name in German means kurz, which translates to short. That's why it's a short gun. Early P38Ks were fitted with wooden grips, but future ones were then fitted with normal metal grips. Now today, Walther P38Ks are out there, but they're super rare and they're faked a lot. A lot of people like to fake P38Ks just to get some money out of some gun collectors, because the Walther P38K is an amazing gun to have and a really rare one. And also, this gun was manufactured in 1974, so this gun being in Call of Duty World War II is basically historically inaccurate, so there's one thing there. Now, it's basically pretty much it about the history of the Walther P38K. Now let's look at the stats. Now the stats are basically the same thing as the normal Walther P38. Just the only difference is it can't have an extended mag. It can only have an 8-round detachable box magazine. Now let's compare the stats with the Call of Duty World War II variant REBUFF to see if they're kind of accurate. Obviously, they're not now, since the P38K was developed in 1974 and the REBUFF is used in World War II back in the 40s. So yeah, there's your historical accuracy right there, and it's very inaccurate. But let's take a look at the stats to see if the stats are accurate. So first off, the magazine size. It ranges from 8 to 12, obviously, again, and then the rate of fire is 461 rounds per minute. Now, I don't know the rate of fire for the Walther P38K, but the magazine size is fairly accurate. Just the Walther P38K can't have an extended mags. But either way, the stats are really dead on accurate. Now, it's basically pretty much it about the history of the real-life 9mm SAP and its variant, the real-life REBUFF. And if you guys really did love this video, drop a like, it helps me out a ton. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe for more music content. I upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And remember that bell and subscribe button so you don't miss an upload. And also, I'll pop a card to the series playlist right about now, and I'll put in the description down below. This series playlist is called the History of the Variant series, and basically I take a look at the real-life history of Call of Duty World War II variants to throw you some history lessons so you guys can know this and there and probably impress your friends or whatever. So if any of that interests you, then check out the playlist after the video. But again, guys, that's basically pretty much it, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. And also comment down below what you learned about in this video or what you found interesting. Do you think that it's pretty cool that there is a tiny version of the Walther P38, or do you think that's pretty cool that the P38K or the REBUFF variant wasn't really manufactured until 1971, so it's basically historically accurate while being in Call of Duty World War II. Just anything, I would love to hear it in the comments down below. But I'll see you guys in my next video, and peace.